For you, on behalf of Karen and myself, I feel like the Chazan on the high holidays, just before they're about to recite the Musaf. Here I am, impoverished of deeds, trembling and frightened from the dread of him who is enthroned upon the praises of Israel. I've come to stand before you and supplicate for your people Israel, in this case, the Jewish Day School, who have sent me. And although I am unworthy and unqualified to do so, and it goes on to say, grant me success on the way which I go, standing here to plead for mercy upon myself and those who've sent me. Pirkei Avot teaches, who is honored? He who honors others. Being honored for Karen and myself comes with a tremendous sense of responsibility, one that we've both taken very, very seriously. And it seems with each growing day, we learn more about our day school, its mission, its history, its challenges, and as well as its ever-growing needs. The honor here is to help not only sustain our school, it's for all of us to help once again see it flourish. Very frankly, we decided to refuse if things were going to stay the same as in the past. We wanted to bring passion, excitement to the foremost cause in our Jewish community, to a cause that must be the #1 focus for all of us, a cause that is worthy of a complete paradigm shift of our communal efforts. I think after today and after our event in February, you'll easily say things aren't the same at the JDS. But things can't start and end with these two events. It's our goal, it's our desire to bring and to re-spark the passion we are feeling in each and every one of you, and then to the greater community at large. In a few moments, you'll hear from our honored guest, who will clearly articulate the needs of education in America today and Jewish education. So I don't want to preempt any of his comments. However, let me just say a quick few words from my perspective. This country was built and sustained on our education system. One today, we could rightfully argue, is in a state of disrepair. One cannot argue, however, the results. We have become the most advanced civilization in the history of the world. The only reason this happened is that everyone shared in this responsibility. Many times I've heard people say that their taxes are too high. However, I've never heard anyone, young or old, with or without children, say, I don't belong paying for this. So I ask you, why as Jews do we feel any different about our education system, our community? I've had very dear friends tell me in the last few weeks, we've tried, or money isn't what we need. And you know what I say? I say, yes, you've tried. And yes, you weren't as successful as you would like to have been. But let me just ask you something. How can we succeed when under 5% of our entire community supports the JDS, compared to the secular world that has 100% support? How do you expect to succeed when your efforts have been for 5 or 8 years at a time? Frankly, there's no way this could work. The efforts will take years and years of work and lots more economic supports. Quite frankly, the majority of our community has taken its eye off the ball. It isn't the priority it once was and needs to be again today. We applaud all of the people who've supported our community in so many great endeavors, all good and mostly right for their times. But as the song goes, these times are a-changin'. Today, anybody who tells you that you can maintain a society or a culture without education being its #1 priority, of course after public safety and welfare, is just plain naive. We are living in a time where our Jewish community is like a melting ice cube, and we are all here standing here holding it. Neither Karen nor I or our children had the benefit of a Jewish day school education. Looking back, it's really easy to see what we could have done differently, but looking forwards is all we can do. This community means so very much to us and has truly blessed us. And now we must help in every way we know how. The Midrash teaches that Hashem offered the Torah first to all of the other nations. They all refused because they couldn't honor it and respect various parts of the morality in it. But when he came to the Jews, Hashem gave it to them under one condition. That condition was our children. That our children would guarantee that we would honor its commandments. Our children. I had a friend tell me this is a business. So I ask you, what business transaction has a successful result when one party decides not to uphold their end of the agreement? It usually doesn't turn out so well. It can be okay, but not usually. For over 3,500 years, we've held up this deal. Our God is merciful and compassionate. He has afforded our family the chance to try and continue to uphold this deal. And I say thank you to Hashem for giving us this chance to help. I say to all of you, most of you who have supported this school and community with your time, money, and children, can we afford to stop now? Are we going to let the ice melt? Or are we going to recommit ourselves to the only thing that has ever sustained and in fact made a society flourish? Our school, our education. We must not let this link break. In closing, I want all of you to think of the words of the Shema, the universal Jewish prayer. Some of us say it 3 times a day, others once a year, and some of us maybe just once in our lives. Shema Yisrael. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your resources. Let these matters I command you today be upon your hearts. Teach them thoroughly to your children. Teach them thoroughly to your children. It doesn't just say when they're born or when they're 13 or when they're in high school. It says teach them thoroughly. So when you say these words, do you mean them? Do you believe them? Do you really believe them? And if we believe it, then why aren't we acting on it? We've heard from Yossi, he's got a plan. He's a quality individual. So I ask you, if you really, really mean it when you say these words, please join Karen and myself as we recommit ourselves to making the JDS into the school it deserves to be. One that exemplifies quality and attracts students, and one that our children are deserving of. One that will ensure and assure a bright Jewish community here in the Lehigh Valley. I thank you all for coming today. Okay, so the Honorable Cory Booker is Newark, New Jersey's mayor. His lists of accomplishment are long, from a Stanford undergraduate to a master's from Stanford, law degree from Yale, Rhodes Scholar from Oxford. He currently serves as a trustee and board member on numerous institutions. Last year, Cory's great charm and wisdom helped him convince Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, to donate $100 million to the Newark School District. Time magazine this year has awarded Cory as one of the 100 most influential people in the world. His accomplishments go on and on. But I've known Cory for a long time. Before he received his current success and fame, there was never a doubt that any of that would come. What these combined accomplishments allude to is that he's extremely bright, energetic, and passionate about all that he sets out to do. But what I can tell you is that what really makes this man certainly is all of that and more. But the more is why Cory Booker is my friend, my family's friend, and after today, you're all going to have the thrill to say your friend. The why comes down to one word. It's his heart. It was his heart when I asked him to come today that he immediately said, of course. I've been blessed to meet a whole lot of people in my life, but nobody with the heart as big and as giving as my friend and your friend, Cory Booker.